who I have been fangirling over for ages on social media. And this is really the first time that we've ever been able to talk properly. It's Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much for taking the time and having coffee with me today.
I know. Well, I'm on the tea because I've had my 2 coffees for the day, and nobody needs Tracy after a 3rd coffee. So
I'm sure my blood type is coffee now. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm just giving into it.
Good idea.
Tracy, for those of you who aren't kind of in the dense circles and follow you on social media, just tell me a little bit how you got to be this amazing social media expert that you are today.
Yeah, so I'm known as the digital guide. So I've been doing this stuff since 1990. So I started in the industry 2 years after mobile phones landed in Australia, and I've kind of bounced along with it. So I've done a bunch of stuff from copywriting, working in radio and TV, to, you know, working with major telcos across Australia, always focused on small business, always focused around marketing, sales, and I'm a bit of a geek, so always around the technology when it comes to helping small business owners. About 11 years ago, I went out on my own, so I left corporate life, went out on my own. I'm now a recognised CPN, certified practicing marketer, and I'm the only small business owner in Australia that's been given that credential that hasn't been in the kind of upper echelons of corporate. And I spend a lot of my time now just educating small business owners on how they can use tech, whether it's marketing, social media, productivity, whatever it is, to help them grow their business, get some time back, leverage, do all the good stuff that we all want to do as small business owners.
Absolutely. And I think the people that we're talking today are small business owners, they're creative business owners. And one of the things that we really struggle with is that we know that we should be on social media, but one of the reasons why we do what we do is because we're writers and we need more time to write. And doing social media the right way means that you don't always have to be on social media. And exactly like you said, you've got time to do the stuff in your business that makes your business successful. And the social media aspect of it becomes part of your marketing and promotion plan. So today we're going to be talking about Instagram, and I have a real love-hate relationship with Instagram. I love it. I waste far too much time on it. And I also find that I compare myself too much to these amazing Instagram accounts that are color coordinated and they've got these amazing and they're perfect. And I try really hard not to compare myself to that. So from your experience, years and years and years of experience, what do you think people should be posting on Instagram to get the most out of it?
Yeah, look, I love that your audience are creatives, because at its core, that's exactly what Instagram is. It's creative, it's visual. So, you know, if you're talking children's authors, illustrators, my goodness, you've got such an opportunity to build a real following on Instagram just by sharing your creations. So if you're in the middle of creating a character, you can, you know, walk through what that looks like. You can take people on the journey of how a character comes into being. You know, you can share the lead up to the book being released. So a lot of what it does is build your community. And as authors, we all need communities. As business owners, we all need communities. If we don't have a community, we don't have people that are going to buy our stuff. And then we end up doing things we don't like doing. So, you know, really it's about spending a little bit of time cherry picking where you can spend your time, and just share the stuff that you're already working on. Don't create new stuff for it. The beautiful thing about Instagram is you don't have to write a lot of words that go with it. Just post a beautiful picture, you know, do a quick video of you doodling or drawing or illustrating, and you'll very quickly build a tribe up on the platform.
Beautiful. I was talking to an author this morning, and they kind of use Instagram as a modern day photo album. What are your thoughts on, you know, the type of photos and things that we're posting? Is there something that works better than others, or is it simply just a snapshot of where we are at that moment in time?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think it's a bit of a snapshot. I also think that it's a bit of trial and error. So the thing with marketing is it's not a one size fits all, you know. So it's about knowing who your audience is and knowing what it is that they want and then playing to that. So if you've got a character that's been repeated across a few books, you know that character has a following, you know, you could build the Instagram platform around that character and just take the character on the journeys of everyday life, you know, and build the story around what it is that you're already working on. I'm a big fan of not creating extra work for ourselves. We already have enough other things going on in our lives, so don't feel like you've got to create new stuff all the time. Just dig into what you've got. It might even be, you know, flashback Friday, where you pull something out of the archives and show the progression of how your creative endeavors have changed over the time. Because it's the thing about being a creative, right, is where we don't stick to that one thing for years and years and years. We get kind of like the bright shiny object syndrome, and we might go off and do different things. So just allow it to flow and allow it to evolve, and you'll find your people and your tribe will build up around what it is that you're doing. Consistency is the big key.
Consistency. And one of the things we've been talking about is using social media as a way that people can find you, instead of you feeling like that you have to, you know, constantly plug yourself or put yourself out there. If you're authentic, and exactly like you're saying, you don't have to go and do anything different. You just need to document what you're doing day by day, and that way the people who are your target audience will find you. So I love that. And the way that you put it is just so simple, that you need to not be doing anything different than what you're doing. You just need to stop and maybe take the time to frame that, stick it on Instagram, and then people can resonate with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about hashtags, because I think this is something that tricks a lot of people up. And it seems that Instagram are one of the main social media platforms that really hashtags are important with.
Instagram love a good hashtag. So when you post, you have 30 hashtags that you can use. And for a while there, it was use them all, you know, but now I'm seeing over the last kind of 6-12 months, there's a trend towards minimalizing the hashtags. So you definitely want to develop a hashtag for your business. So for me, it's hashtag digital guide. And all a hashtag is at its core is a search mechanism. So if you go into Instagram and you know, at the top there, if you type in hashtag children's author, you know, hashtag Oscar the Grouch, hashtag Sesame Street, you know, whatever it is, you'll find posts related to that particular topic. And it's an easy way for people to search. So it's a really, really popular tool, particularly in the creative space. If you're a location based, so let's say you run markets or something as part of your business, then you might find that the markets that you run have their own hashtag, or it might be, you know, I'm on the Gold Coast at the moment, so hashtag Gold Coast. So then anyone traveling can, you know, write in hashtag Gold Coast, and all of those posts are going to come up, and people can start to see what it is that you do. So there's a tool, a handy little web tool called Keyword, I think it's called keywordtool.io. And in there, you'll see a section for Instagram, and you can write something in and it'll show you the trending hashtags and, you know, ideas of what you can share. So I'd probably say, you know, typically when I'm working with a client, I'd say have a note or a Word document or something somewhere. And as you start to know that a hashtag's working for you, just write it in the document. Then every time you post a hashtag, you've just got to go to that one spot, copy your hashtags and paste them into your post. So you're not having to remember, what are my 10 hashtags I want to use, or what are my, you know, 5 hashtags or 20 hashtags or whatever. You've got them there, you know they work. Copy, paste, rinse and repeat.
So you were talking before about consistency with the posting. Does that work with hashtags as well? Like, should you kind of stick to a consistent set, or should you change it depending on what you're posting?
Both.
Both?
So yeah, you typically have a core group of hashtags, maybe 3 to 5 that you'll use on everything. So definitely one for your brand, hashtag digital guide. And then if it's, a character or a book. So my book's recently come out, End of Technophobia. It might be hashtag EOT, End of Technophobia, or hashtag End of Technophobia, or hashtag Egon the Elephant. He's a character that I had illustrated for my book, So if you've got things that are core to your business, hashtag author, hashtag children's author, those things that are core to your business, you definitely want to have those repeating all of the time, but then you can ebb and flow depending on what else is going on. So if you're appearing at a writers festival or a market, or something else is going on, then you would swap out the hashtags to increase visibility on that particular event coming up.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, are there any particular tips and tricks that you could give to creative business owners to make sure they're getting the most out of Instagram?
Use Creator Studio. So make sure that your Instagram is actually a professional account. So to do that, just Google it or jump into Facebook, and you want to link it to your Facebook page. The reason you want to do that is it just gives you a little bit more credibility. You're not a random 18-year-old person sharing their eggs Benny on, exactly, the duck faces. So you definitely want to set it up. That just sets you apart to say, hey, I'm a business, and at the end of the day, you're a business. You need to treat this as part of your overall marketing strategy. And then use Creator Studio. So if you Google Instagram Creator Studio, the reason I love that is you can pre-schedule content. So the biggest issue that I see people have is they go, oh, I don't have time. Well, none of us have time. It's just, is this going to be a priority? And if it's going to be a priority, guess what? You make time. So then you go, okay, every Monday at 9 a.m. over my morning cuppa, I'm going to sit down for half an hour and I'm going to schedule 3 posts for the week. It's done. You just get it out there, you do it, it's done. You can set and forget them for the week. And then you can start to check your insights and your analytics based off the platform. That's when you start getting the real goals, because that's when you say, hang on a minute, this post did really well. Why? Is it because every time I post a photo of Egon the elephant, it goes nuts? Well, post more of Egon. Is it because every time I talk about the new book coming out, it goes nuts? We'll do more of that, but until you start to get a bit of a history behind you, it's hard to see what's going to resonate with your people.
Absolutely. Do more of what works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Start following some other people. That helps as well.
Yeah.
And the other big thing is reply to any comments. So if anybody does leave you a comment, you want to jump on and just thank them and reply. That just triggers with the algorithm that you're starting to get some traction on your posts. And by you responding, it's just nice. We all want to be responded to. But the second thing is it also adds that one extra comment. So there's a bit of an algorithm, and I won't bore you with it, but there's a bit of a trigger for Instagram to kind of go, hey, there's been enough views and enough comments on this post that we're going to start to share it a bit more widely. Once you get into the hang of that, start having a play with stories and reels, but that's probably a conversation for another day, because don't leap straight into that. Start with your regular posting and then build up. Build your Instagram muscle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people think that they have to be on everything and do everything. What are your thoughts on that?
Go where your people are.
Yeah.
Go where your people are. And if you're a children's author or a creative, and that you're working with people that are kind of, that young mum set, so 24 to 30 kind of thing, they're on Instagram. Be on Instagram. They're probably on Pinterest. Consider Pinterest. If you're working with an older population, they're probably on Facebook. Be on Facebook. If you're working B2B, they're on LinkedIn. Be on LinkedIn. But don't do it all at once. You'll go into overwhelm and you won't do anything. Pick one platform, get good at it, and then kind of go, okay, I got this. I know what I'm doing. Now what can I add in? Now what can I learn? It's like any creative is always looking for new things to learn. Just add this to your repertoire of, all right, I've got to spend half an hour a week investigating something. I've got to, read a blog about what are Instagram reels. I've got to have a play with videos and play with filters or something. But just tick it off a little bit at a time.
Perfect. That's amazing advice. And last question is, a lot of people really balk at social media thinking that it's constantly talking about yourself or big noting yourself. With your experience, what have you seen can be the good things about social media, or how can social media actually help creative businesses?
Oh my God, social media done well can future-proof your business, because you'll actually get a community of people behind you and they rally around you, so they start to share your stuff. They start to promote you. They do your marketing for you because they're invested in your product. It's definitely not a commercialized platform, as in, don't sell your stuff all the time. Celebrate the wins, celebrate a kid getting your book and reading it on video, celebrate that, celebrate another creative making something fabulous, share their content, use your own network to celebrate, communicate. It doesn't have to be all of your stuff all the time. It could be, hey, Michelle's just done this awesome thing. I've seen a post. I want to share that and put my little 2 cents about why I'm sharing this. So it's not always, you don't always want to bleed your community, right? It's not always about, hey, I've got this new thing coming out, put your hand in your pocket. It's about, taking them on the journey. This is what it looks like for me to write the book. This is what it looks like for me to create that thing. It's about taking the people with you on the journey and letting them behind the curtain. I always think it's a bit like Wizard of Oz, right? We want to know what's really going on in Oz, so it lets them peek behind the curtain and see what the real magic's about.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Tracy, Sheen, if anyone wants to find out more about your services, find out about the book, and maybe contact you and ask you how you might be able to help them, what's the best way that they can contact you?
Yeah, so jump on thedigitalguide.com.au, and then you'll see all my social links and all that kind of stuff. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Insta, I'm on LinkedIn, you name it. I'm there. I'm having a bit of a play, but the main site's the website. So thedigitalguide.com.au, and yeah, love to have a chat and hear what you're up to. I love creative businesses, so hit me up.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll make sure I pop that link in the comments as well. But can I thank you so much for having a coffee with me this morning and sharing your amazing wisdom and insight. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we can catch up another time.
Love to. Here whenever you need me.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.